Okay, I think some of the best remedy to have when you're coming off a tough loss is to get back on the field and go back to work. And I thought our guys did that today. There's obviously still a bad taste in our mouth, but I think our players understand there's plenty left out there for us this season, a great deal, and that we can go accomplish. And to do that, we need to focus on today, practice really well today, have good meetings this evening. And I thought the guys did that today. They came out with the intention to get better, to work on some things that we need to get fixed, to focus on the game plan for Arizona State, to get prepared for a tough opponent Saturday night. And I was impressed by that. From an injury standpoint, Antoine was not able to go today. Trey was limited some, but he did practice, which was encouraging. Kevon got a little bit better. And Scott Felix was obviously limited today. So those were kind of the major guys. Everybody else looked good, practiced well. Looking forward to watching the tape and cleaning stuff up and getting ready to have another really good practice tomorrow, because today was the most important day of the week, and tomorrow will be the most important day of the week, and so on and so forth as we move forward.
What are Antoine and Scott Felix's ailments?
They both have shoulders in essence. There's nothing structurally wrong, but they are sore, and so that's the piece for both of them. Antoine also has a bruised tailbone, which again, nothing structural, but those things are pretty painful.
So Cody obviously has really good numbers through 3 games. What do you think he can do better than he has?
He's playing really good for us right now, and to his credit, he's fixed some of the things that we wanted to work on after the first game. Livening his feet up. His feet have been better. He's throwing the deep ball really well right now. We're not taking sacks, although maybe you could say something about the one last week, but he's getting the ball out of his hands. I think he's operating the offense very well, making good decisions on our run-pass options. At the end of the day, I don't know what more we could really ask of the guy. He's playing at a high level.
What's your biggest challenge against a top defense like Arizona State? What's your mentality going in?
Well, the biggest challenge is they're a very aggressive defense, and Coach Graham's an excellent defensive coach. They love to pressure. They love to bring pressure, a variety of pressures, play a lot of man coverage. And so with that being said, we need to be sound protection-wise, be sound in the run game, and then we have to win one-on-one battles on the perimeter. They're going to play a lot of man coverage, and our guys are going to have to, whether it's win on the route to catch the ball or when they have the ball in their hands in space, be able to break tackles and make people miss because there's a lot of green grass out there to be had.
Where was the disconnect, do you think, between the game plan that you talked about in terms of Hogan uncomfortable and containing and winning for? Where did that go wrong?
I think it's probably twofold. One was in the run game, one was in the pass game. I just felt like in the run game we didn't knock back the line of scrimmage enough. Dan, I felt like the game was played too much on the line of scrimmage or on our side of the line of scrimmage. We didn't have enough tackles for loss and penetrations and things. We had a couple, but not nearly enough against a quality opponent on 1st and 10. In the pass game, you go back and you really look at the film, we had 3 sacks in the game. We probably missed Kevin another 3 times, potentially could have had 6 sacks. But the problem was when we missed him, our rush lane integrity was not good. And we allowed for him to escape the pocket, whether it was on the perimeter or through the B gap on a couple of other instances that he really took advantage of and hurt us on. And so that's what we need to clean up and we're trying to go sack the quarterback, and we'll continue to make him uncomfortable, but our rush lane integrity must improve.
How has Sua Cravens played through the first 3 games?
I think he's played very well. I think Sua's playing good football for us. He's an active guy. He's a playmaker on defense, which we need. He's obviously got a couple of sacks and tackles for loss. I think we'll see Sua, his game continue to ramp up. I thought he played even better last week at getting his hands on more balls and whatnot. Because he's a really talented guy, and I just think as everybody improves around him and in front of him, his level of play, his game's only going to get better as well.
I know you mentioned that Scott Felix was banged up today, but that did give Porter Gustin an opportunity to play a lot. Would you like to see him out there more since he kind of brings that pass rush element?
I think so, and I think it'll obviously give Jabari some opportunities as well. And Jabari's a pretty adequate pass rusher in his own right. So I think it just, again, we're fortunate, especially at that position, that we've got 3 really quality players. And with Scott going down, it just gives Porter and Jabari more opportunities, and their comfort level should improve, and in essence they should play more confidently and faster, especially for Porter as he develops coming off the edge for us.
As much as you guys have championed kind of the platooning system, why does it seem like you kind of reverted back to a more normal
Well, I think Stanford was more of a traditional huddle team. They weren't tempoing us. They weren't going as fast. Stanford really taxed us mentally in the game. They gave us just a myriad of personnel groupings, formations, wildcat. I mean, they really gave us a lot of stuff to try to make us think. And we just try to keep the guys out there that we felt like could do the best of getting line, getting assigned, and operating fundamentally, and just not give them anything cheap in the game. And I thought for the most part we did. We just didn't play as aggressively as I would have liked, especially in the run game.
Do you guys think you as a coaching staff made adequate adjustments against everything that they were trying to do?
Sure. I don't have any problem with that. Let's making adjustments. I think at the end of the day, we need to coach our guys better to finish on plays with the ball in the air. They caught about 5 or 6 balls that were bang bang plays that next time we play them, maybe those balls get tipped or knocked down or they don't catch it, but they made about 6 plays downfield that were all explosive plays that really hurt us. Again, I felt like we got enough pressure. We just didn't get Kevin on the ground that could have gotten us off the field. We missed those opportunities. And then we had to make some adjustments on the fly of some different things that they presented to us. And I thought our guys handled it well. We went to some extra D linemen. We moved our front around. So for the most part, yeah, I mean, football's football, and give Stanford credit too. They got good coaches as well.
Let's do one more.
Dory didn't have any offensive touches this past week. Was that a game flow issue, and would you like to get him more involved?
A little bit of a game flow. He was on the field quite a bit defensively, just from a sheer matchup standpoint, and Kevon not being available to us. And we felt like we needed him there. And in the return game, he had some plays where there were obviously the long kickoff return, the other kickoff return that took its toll on him a little bit. Ideally, sure, I'd love to have him touch the ball a little bit more offensively. We didn't run a lot of plays. We only ran 60 plays in the game, and we were explosive in our own right. I think we averaged, over 7 yards per play. So we didn't feel like we needed to generate explosive plays. I thought we were doing it pretty well without him at the time, and felt like it was more important to try to get stops on defense.
Good.